All right, everybody, back. So, thank you for waiting. We have our project set up now. We're getting ready to do a Web3 application using the YadaCoin framework, YadaCoin platform. So here we go. We have the Angular web server hosting now. So I'll just do that one more time. So it's just ng serve, and this kind of ended up being a little bit of a tutorial on how to send or how to set up your dev environment using Angular. But that's not really the scope of this video, so we're just going to leave that out and continue right from the point where we have Angular serving a web application. So our local is on port 4200. So we'll go to our web browser here, and I believe I'm sharing that screen. Yes. All right. So we have our basic Angular application set up. So now I'm going to start replacing code with YadaCoin code. So what do we need to do to get YadaCoin set up here? All right. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I'm going to go to another window, and I'm going to grab some code and get that started. So Angular drops a bunch of standard code in there. I'll just go ahead and get rid of that out of the component. All right. So this is going a little slower because I am streaming as well as trying to download packages and stuff like that. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I have a new package called YadaCoin.io. So we'll go ahead and add that. I'm going to need to download that from, yeah. It's not on NPM yet. This is a very early release. Get clone would be nice. All right. Oh, nice. Okay. I guess we'll do this the old-fashioned way, since apparently I don't have permission on this computer. All right. So YadaCoin.js, and we'll just drag that straight into the node modules of this project. All right, so we moved that into the node modules of that project, which is basically the same thing as doing npm install, but we don't have it available on npm yet. It will be very soon. But as you can see, it's here. And yeah, basically what we're going to do is extend these classes inside of our application. So we have identity class, we have a settings class, and we're going to override these classes and properties to use in our application. So let's go ahead and do that. So in here, we're going to go to app, component TS, and actually we need to do, yeah, so let's go generate service and ng service generate, so we'll call that our identity service. Generate another service, we'll call it the graph service. We'll generate another one called settings. And I think that should be it. I don't think we need to do crypt, but we'll see. Okay, so we'll import the settings from YadaCoin.io. So apparently there's, let me look here, just make sure it's still there. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, let's see if this compiles real quick. Okay. I guess we have to also include that in the node model. We're going to say that as a provider, settings, service. So, okay. So it's saying that it can't resolve. YadaCoin.js, maybe it thinks that this node module is in the parent is the correct one. Let me try that anyway. YadaCoin. So, oh, there's no dist. I see. Let's see what's going on. 1 second. Modules. I have to generate the code. So this is good to know. You know, these are all things that the community members would run into if they try to do this on their own. So it's good that we're finding this out now. So we'll say TSC Hmm. There we go. So we have to build the YadaCoin package real quick. It doesn't have a dist folder. All right. But it has a TS config and all that, so this should just build. Oh, okay. Cannot find this package. Okay. Let's go ahead and install that package. Okay. So we should have a dist folder here. And we did get a dist folder. It's not showing it there though. Oh, there it is. All right, so we have a dist folder. All right. So now let's go back and do ng-serve, and we should have YadaCoin.js all set up. All right, I have to do that stuff. All right, we're getting there. I just have a couple more things to do to set this up. All right, so we have to install crypto.js. And then we have to add this to the Angular JSON file under okay. Oh, inside TS config. Okay. Yeah, so we have to add this to TS config. Boom. All right. Now this will build. Oh, yeah, because we, did I just blow that away? I think it did. I think we have to do that part again. Yeah, alright. That's unfortunate, but we'll live. Alright. I knew I shouldn't have moved that directory there. Alright. We'll do that part again. But we have all the packages installed for TypeScript, so that'll go quicker. Alright, so YadaCoin.js, copy. And then node modules, YadaCoin.io, and then TSC. You put that in the paste. So add that as a to-do item. All right. So let's try to build this again. Buffer. Haven't gotten that error before. Let's try that. Ooh, this dev environment stuff. It can be tricky. Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe I need to go into node modules and install buffer. Did it really get rid of it? Alright, let's do it here. I will literally stay here all day if I have to. Okay, so what did we get here? Did we not get that in the other one? I think we're going to do all of our building and all that stuff here first before we copy it. And then TSC. All right, let's try this. All right. So that built successfully. All right. So we're definitely going to want to give you the npm install option. We need to make this in. We need to make YadaCoin.js available on npm. That's definitely a must. I can tell. We're gonna have to do like the actual speed run next week. All right. So let's import more of these services. Identity service and graph service. Okay. And we're going to extend YadaCoin.js packages. All right. You're going to want to override your web service URL. With your own. So I'm just going to make that YadaCoin.io. Okay. So let's just go ahead and do this. All right, we should see a pop-up at some point. So let's look. We're not seeing a pop-up though. That's the issue. Okay, so window, open, settings. Oh, I see. It doesn't see settings. So identity needs to have settings. Okay, so we need to specify a settings service. And so that will get us here. Yep. All right. Now we have the pop-up. Let's refresh. All right. Now we should see the pop-up coming from YadaCoin.io. It's going super slow right now, but that's all right. All right, there we go. So locate identity. So we're going to bring in a new identity, a new ID, and then we're just going to use our test. Click that twice, recover that identity, and that should show up here shortly. All right, new ID. All right, and then I'll return the promise. So let's populate the identity that we created. So we'll call it H1, and then we'll say identity service identity.username. I don't know if anybody can see the pop-up. Well, I'm selecting a new identity from a pop-up, and you can see now that I just selected that, and that did come up. So anyway, all right, so let's continue on. So I want to make a friend, per se. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's do it on the same page. That's true. All right, we'll do that. Okay. So we don't have a server holding these identities, so we'll just do the same page here. All right, so we'll just call this person one. Call this person two. And we'll create another we won't use the identity stored in the identity service. And so this is going to do that, and then get identity, and then identity comes back. And I'll say on identity, and then we have to override that method in the identity service. So identity service and identity void. Is identity resolve. yes, which is going to do that. That's going to return the identity there. I'll just do it as a new file. All right. To we'll specify that as okay, that's fine. All right, so person one, we'll go ahead and grab that ID, and then they'll shoot immediately over, and we'll want to get another identity created. And so we'll say new ID 2, and then all right, so new ID 2, and then we need to close these pop-up windows. Identity service. Stop. Pop-up dot. What do we end up with? Okay. So identity, let's select identity 2. All right, so we have identity 2. All right. So now we want to add these friends. Let's go ahead and do that. Actually, add person 2, and then I set person 1 to graph service dot add contact identity 2. Okay. Add contact is not existing. Well, maybe it's add friends still. Oh, I probably didn't extend it. Okay. Super. All right, so add contact. Error occurs in the template component, add contact. Expected 2 arguments, but not 1. Okay, and add contact is going to want the person you're adding and then your identity. So who's adding it and who are you adding? Alright, so we're doing this, we have the pop-up. So, and then we're going to grab the second identity here. And then see what happens. Identities. Alright. Yeah, this is actually going pretty well, all things considered. Definitely could be going much worse. So we're progressing, we're moving forward now, so that's good. All right, so add person 2. I just want to make sure this is working correctly, so I'm going to put in a breakpoint. Oh wait, that's the graph service. I'm going to get into node modules. YadaCoin.io and graph. Right. So let's go ahead and do that. Boom. All right. So add contact. So it is going to pull up an identity. And I think that we don't have, yeah, we don't have the settings set up for that. So I need to do that real quick. For the graph service. It's a bit rough, but it's working. So these are not huge issues. Just little things we need to work through. All right, so we have both identities selected, and then we're going back through here, and then we should now see, yeah, that is correct. And so that's who I'm adding. And that's who I am. So we just did that. Let's check the network, see if we have any, okay. I think it has to be awaited. That's the issue, so do an async. We'll just add those. Name another crypto project that is putting themselves out there like this and getting their putting their technology out there, doing something with it live. Not super common. All right. All right, so we just want I'm not going to spend too much time with that. You know, the first speed run is never the fastest, but it'll get faster. Alright, so let's see if we can get this to give us a pop-up. Okay. Console. What do we got here? Contact resolve is not defined. Oh, right. Okay. Some more intricacies here. We have to add the identity services, the identity property there. All right, let's try this again. All right, so we have a pop-up, and it is going to do its thing, and let's look at if it actually did a friend request here. And it did. That was successful, so we did, in fact, make the request. So now we'll go ahead and do person 2. All right, and looks like that was successful also. So now we have to just get the graph. So we'll get the contact list of each user. So we should see one user in the other user's list. So they should see each other as contacts. So let's go ahead and do that. Graph list get graph. And we're going to get the graph for this identity 1. And we will get for the graph 2, we will get identity 2. Okay. Okay, I think this is giving the graph. Oh yeah, it is. You can see that in the title there. Let's look at what that did. Just make sure that this is working correctly. Okay, so the graph has that. And then we should, oh yeah, we have to return it back to the application. That's right. So graph resolve, we have to override that. I think it's on get graph. Oh, it has to be overridden in identity. Alright, get graph. Let's pop out return this get graph resolve. I think it's this graph variable. Alright. Pretty sure this is like that, but let's look. Get graph. No, it's going to be identity. Yeah, on get graph, and then that's graph. Okay. On graph resolve, and then we just say graph. Okay, so we should get the graphs back at least. Oop, selected the wrong identity. Come here. Okay, so I should have the graphs for these people now. Console, get graph, result, identity, graph, friend requests, boom. So we see that now. Well, it should be in the contacts list. Let's look here. Add contact, and nothing changes. All right. Identity 2, identity 1. They should see each other in their contact list. Okay. Is it the same friend request? That's what I'm wondering. Are we getting the graph for the same person? Identity 2. No, we're not. So let's get graph. Just for that identity. And oh, right, yeah, you can because I did it on the same identity, right? Okay. I did it on the same root key, on the same private key. You can't do that. I need to change that, I think. Yeah. All right, let's figure that out later. We'll create another identity. So they have to be from a different private key, which, you know, in the real world, that's how that would go down anyway. Okay. Just say new ID 3. And we're going to create it from a different private key. Okay. Add person 2. So that should work just fine. We'll do that, and we'll add person 1, we'll accept their friend request. We'll do that, and then see that this person has a request. Oh, yeah, they don't, but this first person does. So they'll have 2 friend requests now. So let's just refresh and then select the identities again. New identity. New identity 3. And then it's going to get the graph for both of the people. And that's what it did. And so now we see that it has a contact. Both of them are added as contacts. Fantastic. All right. So let's list their contacts. Ooh. Whew. That was a tough one, but a half hour from when we actually started. A half hour from when we actually started. That's not bad for the very first time. We could do this much faster next time. And we will do it again. I'm torturing myself more than anybody. This is going to get much, much faster. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. Is it like a really long run or something? Okay, so I'm gonna list the contacts of person 1. I'm gonna need a slice of pizza after this one. Okay, so identity 2 dot. Oh yeah. So what are we calling these? Graph 1. Okay. So ng4 let contact of graph 1 dot and I believe it's just graph. It could be friend request, so let's look here. So contacts. We'll just go with that for now and see what happens. ng4, and then that's going to be contact.username, I believe. Actually, it's going to be relation, I think. Relationship.contact.username. Well, let's just test that real quick first. before we do anything else. Boom. Sweet. All right. So person 2 contacts. So now we'll say graph 2 contacts. So now we'll have the contacts of person 1 and the contacts of person 2 after they've friend requested each other and accepted. New ID 3. So it's going to get the graphs of both of those identities and boom. Person 1 contacts includes new ID 3 and person 2 contacts includes new ID. It works, and what are we at? 33 minutes after I basically got started at 3 o'clock. That's looking pretty good. You basically have an application there. So we can send mail, we can do all kinds of stuff. So I won't get into all that. We're going to take this win for this week, and then we're going to go at it next week, and we're going to get even faster, and I'm going to fix some of the issues that cause this to be difficult, but or that presented challenges this week. But other than that, I think that is a win. I'm calling that a win for sure. Anyway, if you're following along, I think that's awesome. You guys are super troopers for sticking around and watching till the end of this. So thank you for joining for another Sunday broadcast. I'm Matt. Cheers, everybody.